So buying's really fundamentally changed in the last 10 to 15 years and continues to change.
Welcome back, JD.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Hey, JD, I'd like to draw on some of your experience. You've been around in the sales environment for a long, long time, particularly in the area of consulting and coaching and training and so on.
Yep.
You would have seen a lot of changes happening in the last decade or so, and I'd like to share some of those with the audience and try and help them think through how they need to react and respond to those changes to be more productive. Can you tell me what some of those are and what we need to do to address them?
Sure. Let me first of all touch on the buying process. What buyers do, what organisations do.
Been a lot of changes.
There's been a lot of changes,
Yeah, a lot
right?
of changes.
People talk about Enron. People talk about a variety of other processes. Procurement has been actively involved in a lot more of the larger style deals. There's a lot more signatures involved generally in opportunities from a customer's perspective. So buying's really fundamentally changed in the last 10 to 15 years and continues to change with organisations trying to be smarter about reducing costs in their business, etc.
Right. So that's on the buyer side. What about on the sales side? What's changed in our world?
Understand all the buying cycle, all the things in the buying cycle that a customer needs to do, and then make sure we not only understand that, but we could almost stand up in front of their management team and talk to them about their business drivers and some of those other things, rather than, again, 15 years ago, we're probably more likely to talk about speeds and feeds and features and functions and that style of thing. So it's really understanding a lot more of that business mantra, business process, understanding the vision of the business, etc., and driving that.
I remember the old thing we used to be taught: go into a customer and ask them what kept them up at late last night, right?
Right.
Salespeople, customers don't want to hear that anymore.
No,
they expect that you already know that.
They do.
When you walk in the door. So you've got to do your research, and that research is much more. That's the other big change that occurred, is now the internet, the search capability, the ability to get information and insight before you even walk through the door.
Absolutely. One of the I remember a client asked me maybe 25 years ago, what's the difference between a 40 meg hard drive and a 20 meg hard drive? And I said, you'll never fill a 20 meg hard drive up. So information is absolutely prevalent now, significantly
The
more
world
than
has
it was.
changed in
It
that
is,
respect.
Absolutely.
And of course, the other changes that occur in the way in which we can engage with customers, I guess.
Yes, absolutely. Tools like LinkedIn provide fantastic insight into where individuals been, the teams they've been working with before. There's all sorts of information available on the internet, not only from a buying, also obviously from a selling perspective. So
And we talked about branding in one of our earlier things, but of course when you extend that branding thinking right into the internet, into social and how we present ourselves in the Ethernet, if you like, really important these days that wasn't really there 10 years ago.
Oh, completely. I had a meeting with a senior VP only last week, and we had 42 common connections. Without LinkedIn, I would not have had that opportunity of sparking that conversation, building rapport, and then moving forward into some of the challenges.
Okay, some really big changes there.
Yep.
And I'm finding that organisations do struggle a little bit to keep up with them.
Yes.
It's something they need to concentrate on, right?
It's completely something they need to focus on. What are the resources we give to our sales team to better enable them to understand the customer more effectively and support them all the way through that process?
Okay, some really good thinking there. Thank you very much for the insight. I look forward to the next time we talk.